Definitely, gents. My name is Jobin. I'm the restaurant chef here in Sear. Today we're going to be making Koji mole, one of our signature sauces that pairs excellently well with our steaks. All right, first I'm going to be starting off with my steak here. This is a 16-ounce ribeye. I'm just going to season it, throw in my wood-fire grill that I have right behind me. We do use a sustainable log for our wood-fire grill, which makes it match our story for our JW Marriott. So, good amount of seasoning. I'm going to just throw it right back here. As that's cooking, I'm going to start on my sauce. So I am going to start off by cutting up my onions here, which we already charred up. I got some chilies here, Guajillo chilies as well as Murata chilies. We got some chipotle as well, dry chipotle. Some raisins, numerous spices here. We got some black peppercorns, some coriander seeds, some anise seeds, as well as some cloves. Not too many cloves, just 2 pieces of cloves, so that's not overpowering the whole dish. Some garlic that got charred as well on the wood fire grill, and some cocoa nibs that'll finish it in the end. Some fresh thyme. Okay, I'm going to start off by sauteing my spices in my pan here. So I'm starting off with a little bit of olive oil in the pan here. Got my spices. I'm just going to bring these spices alive. As that's toasting here, I'm going to cut up those charred onions that I had. Just roughly chop them. So my spices have come alive. It has a nice fragrance to it. I'm adding my onions. My chilies here, I'm going to roughly chop them up before I throw it in my sauce as that's sauteing. Use some charred garlic the similar way I did on my wood fire grill, just like I did my onions. I throw that in as well. A lot of char notes, but it really complements that koji in the end. I'm going to add in my chilies. I got golden raisins here. I have it soaking in some chicken stock. This is about half a cup worth. I'm just going to throw this in as well. And lastly, I'm going to season it with salt, and I'm going to add in my lovely chicken stock in there. And we're going to finish with that roasted koji right inside. So the thing about the koji is this mold takes that starch from the rice and turns it into sugar. So it gets fairly sweet. What I do here is take that koji, roast in the oven, super low temperature for a long period of time until it practically caramelizes. That, I soak it with my chicken stock with the other peppers and the other onions and garlic that I have sauteing. Let it sit and cook for a good 20 minutes, and I grind it all together to a little paste. Good amount of salt in there as well. It looks good so far. There's my lovely koji here. It's very cool to see how this is just rice. That's all it is. And that mold really changes it completely. Now it is crunchy, but as we cook it, it'll soften up. So this goes in. Good amount of sweetness there. Very nice. So that roasted is what I have in there. I'm going to quickly saute this up, bring that koji alive with my chilies, with my onions. At this point, I'm going to add some thyme leaves that I have, some fresh thyme. Some thyme leaves in here. Just the leaves, of course. My chicken stock right here. Yeah, add in all my chicken stock. So this is the point where that rice swells up. It's going to be part of my thickening agent for the sauce. And those chilies, those onions are all going to cook completely. And right after that, I'm going to give it a quick blitz and add it to my wet grinder here. My little mole right here, cooking for about 30 minutes now. The rice is nice and soft. The chilies are cooked completely. The onions are fairly soft. I'm going to give it a quick blitz with my hand blender here. All right. So I have come to a consistency just like this, and now I'm going to add it into my wet grinder here. Now, at home, for sure, not everyone will have a wet grinder. All we got to do is throw it in a blender or blitz it nice and fine in smaller quantities so that as the rice is blending and it thickens up quite a bit, it is smooth. Because there's a chance if you do it in the blender in a large batch, it tends to be a little chunky. So smaller batches in the blender should work just as better. In this case, it's going to go low and slow. It has only one speed, this wet grinder. It sits and goes for another 3 to 4 hours. Right in here. Right, so we finished making our koji mole. Comes out to this beautiful, beautiful sauce here, nice and silky. That rice has been completely blended up. That chili, nice and smooth. I'm going to be plating this right now, and it's going to be going with our 16-ounce ribeye that we just finished on our wood fire grill. So my steak's been resting for a good 5 minutes now. Beautiful char on it, absolutely gorgeous. It's a perfect medium rare. I got some cocoa nibs here. Traditionally, With the mole, there's always some element of chocolate. That's my element of chocolate that I add in there. Some fresh thyme to just garnish that. Now the beauty about this dish is the steak takes quite a bit to make, but as equivalent to that, the koji mole takes about 3 to 4 days to make itself. So it's just how beautiful and simple that sauce is. It just goes really, really well with vegetables.